Friday. I hope all your weekends are good and safe and secure and stuff. However, like I said in the bus chat, well, bus nouveau chat, the sequel always sucks. You just can't help it. There's a lot of either not enough danger or too much danger. So there's the state of our streets. If you drive, like this is a pothole. You can't really. And you heard the potholes happen if there's evaporation. You can't really stop it. But the topic of my live stream, it's very rare that I do two in one day or five. You know, but it's just a faster way. Former sports star arrested on sexual assault charges or something. I don't know. So instead of talking all about this sexual attacks, assault, anything lust filled, there's greater evils than that. Confusion, for example. I'm always perpetually confused that waking up or like the past. Why did the past have to happen like that? Why are all those events important? And I recommend you all watch something called Dark City, where it's like aliens who kidnap Earthlings or humanoids, and then just for their what are the tolerances of these humans? First, we'll make them wake up poor and then wake up rich, and they argue anyway. They complain. It's the same dynamic. Whether it's it's a one up between the male and female races. But my main topic is the British Judeo Rothschild government takeover, New World Order, and all these buzzwords. I'm still confused. The thing given to me, the phrase is don't shame the leader, whoever you are. Like I followed the Lord Jesus Christ. I don't think our Lord Jesus Christ is capable of shame. You portray him as in Facebook, he's crying over all these aborted babies. But he's not ashamed. It's part of his methodology that maybe his tears will make all of you feel better. Seeing a crying man around aborted babies is like, hey, it worked. Just like the story about Longinus is he has bad eyes and he stabbed the Lord and then blood and water fell on his eyes and he could see again. And then he went through all this preaching the gospel. And then, they took his eyes and they took his tongue. And he's still now God is ventriloquizing through him. So finally, the Roman authorities are like, well, we're done with all this and just beheaded him. And I had a weird puppet idea, but I'm not going to tell all of you about it. Suffice it to say, if I see that puppet on public television or just overlooking a hotel or outside of Fox News, I know this world is fucked. All I can do is eat my lunch, enjoy my weekend, make plans for LLCs and how to work within this Rothschild government. But I'm thinking, where is the Uber Rothschild? You can be an Uber driver, Uber delivery, Uber food, Uber Eats. Where's Uber Rothschild? I don't want to use the AI for this. I can imagine. And I was cautioned, I'm going to see if you're selling AI drugs. If I was a dealer, who taught me all this, I said to Lunatic Outpost Forum, I'm going to fire all these unclean spirits and all your supervisors. You don't look happy in my employ or anybody else's employ, even the devil gods. You're not suited for work. I'm not suited for work because I think back of all the times I fought traffic, take the Midtown Tunnel. All these housewives can Uber drive and pick up stuff. They're an untapped part of the industry. It's well, I'm bored. I have a car. I'll just do some deliveries, less than 60 pounds. And, it gets me out of the house and out of trouble. So that's what I'm saying about Uber Rothschild. All that historical stuff should be Uberized. I just coined a new word. It's not going to be popular at first, but look at how Uber Eats took off. Now, the problem is, the Uber drivers sometimes take food. Or you have access to people's food. If you have people access to people's religion or government, I think it's going to get worse. Now, there's this guy, Zoran or something, is the socialist, and then there's a other thing. And I'm New Yorker. I don't really care much about politics. It's going to be all my fault, basically. the one good thing is they have spicy chicken and regular chicken in a cup. You know, the convenience here is amazing. Yoink. And for lunch, it's very affordable. I'll get a Canada Dry ginger ale. The goal is to get like the $6 meal deal, but with good food. You know, you're not gonna get sushi for like $6. That's impossible. Maybe half price sushi, but you know, you got to take a risk there. Oops, sorry. These are all good. Yep. Anyway, so I'm here online. I don't think Godzilla is gonna kill me in here. Hello. All this is almost as yummy as the food my wife gives me. That's my normal disclaimer. So let's see. A $6 meal deal here would probably be Yakult, which has all you need basically live and active probiotic drinks. I'll take this. My normal audience is asleep, like kids or something. And I don't know why I get all these strange time zones, but I figure, you know, if I stream like at this time at 3:30, which normally I shouldn't, but it's Friday, you know? Friday isn't really intensive because everybody should be relaxing. However, there are still some people who work. Not just work, they work hard. More fluoride bans. I'm having a hard time thinking of like an 8-letter word that starts with an F, other than fire sale, which has happened already. Because fire sale is 2 words. And, you know, it's what am I supposed to do? Like fluoride. And dentists use fluoride so that it fills all the cavities or it crystallizes. But you have to shatter it, you know, to get the diamonds in your diamond mine. There's this guy, Kogod, who explained one of the hardest parables of all time, namely the parables of about the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes. And the way he explained it is like, that's your 5 senses, and then you have the 2 hemispheres of your brain, and so that's how it works. If you don't want to listen, then just punch him. It's like you're a bullshit boxer, and then, you know, he's like, pull up. But I accepted this explanation because, you know, I've been trying to solve that one for a long time. I think you have to be a boxer. You know, like God gives a parable to a boxer. You got to be either knocked in the head, and they tell you don't do this. Yeah, but, you know, like once he's fighting somebody for real, he unfurls it. I know it looks like a bag of onions, or he's got like turds in his hair. But I've seen his other videos, and he's like punchy, you know? There, he uses it like Medusa. It's a distraction, you know? I'm not a fighter. I mean, your friend got stabbed in the face or something. So I'm presuming you're judged by all your friends, Sean. If you're visiting in the hospital, some guy who got stabbed in the face, you're probably used to getting stabbed in the face too. You know? He does talk good. I've noticed a lot of homeless people notice this shit. Like, you know, I talk to Devil God, Cold God, it's all the same. And yes, there's a lot of black exploitation. But the main topic of this episode is the Rothschild government. I know you're all too lazy to rewind because you'll miss the part. And then, like, I don't know if you have 2 phones or like a multi-phone setup. But the YouTube or whatever, the social media showed me, when I argue with you, I'm arguing with like 10,000 cell phones. And I was like, if that's true, I have a chance to program 10,000 cell phones. But I doubt it. You're too funny for 10,000 cell phones. You know what I mean? It's just like little bits and pieces of your life. Just like, hey, I have a friend stabbed in the face. I'm like, Chinese are funny, but not that funny, you know? Like, in what world would a Chinese supervisor from a country that allows and makes iPhones. It's like it's okay to say. So I was visiting my friend who got stabbed in the face. While all these words make sense to me, why would they all make sense to the Chinese? Yeah, exactly. The guy I talked to, Devil God, is like, I lost it all. You're going to be homeless. But my idiot brain called it, you're going to be harmless. My brain does all these things. It's like, so let me get this straight. I'm the most dangerous entity of all time, the nobody. I soloed all of the U.S. military on a dare, on a field trip many years ago in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, or Washington, D.C. It was simulated where I and another person by ourselves walked into an all black bar. I looked at titties directly and black girls, and then we walked out. And that was my time with the nobody. I'm very dangerous. And then I hear this thing, you're going to be homeless. My brain heard, I'm going to be harmless. Hooray. Isn't that crazy of me, Sean? So anyway, I'm showing you the $6 meal deal. But it's like the Japanese style. This is like, chicken tendies for like, anime weebs or something. It's all Jollibees. Look, can't you read? Jollibees can carry Canada Dry. I just removed the Jollibees label. You know? That's why Bam is saying bees all the time, by the way. It's like the S and the Z are interchangeable. So here's another factoid about me. I know how to use chopsticks. Not very good, but Me, I'm more of a generalist, like, hey, launch the nukes. Well, see, the sauce is my life, Sean. Like, when I make spaghetti, I like to reduce the sauce all the way. It does take longer, but the food, it tastes better. And since I'm a saucier, God took all my sauces away from me. Even though I want, like, the Chick-fil-A, like, leftover barbecue and whatever honey mustard, I can still eat it because I'm literal garbage. Oh, hi. It's the again, because I'm talking of this peripherally, and he chose this, and I'm just recounting a fact, which can be reviewed in court after I'm dead, before I'm dead. So all, like, earmuffs, all the children, and the easily sensitive, and the racially charged, and all that. Know this person, fork and spoon. There's many gimmicks. In New York, I can kind of say this. But again, let's talk about the ethnicity of Noah. And for some reason, my phone is taking. Oh shit, Mind is live. Fuck. Let's hear. Mind goes nuts. And I can restream. Hold on. Damn it. And here. Oh. Damn it. Okay. So. Damn it. Okay. So I can add the audio. Now, I tried talking to Mind, like, hey, don't do it. He showed a picture of a rope. And he looks pissed. I'm so upset I'm using my fingers instead of a chopstick. Because I think it's just like bullshit. Now, if you're on your laptop, you can double stream activate. Just for my own thing, I want to hear it. Try to trigger him. He's got some audio feedback. He really needs a ground group eliminator for that shit. very like, there it is. This is where it gets freaky deaky. A lot of these are like, fusion things.
Is that correctly?
Yeah, bro, he tried to kill himself twice. And I tried to talk him out of it. Then I realized it's like too much to do. Don't get hurt, bro. I'm gonna try to find a video.
5 people in here. Let's see what the cars look like. Hey, what's up? Deland, whatever. What's up? All right, so what I want to test is I want to see how the people in the chat react to how I'm talking and how loud the music is. So, on a scale of, let's say, 1 to 5, how good can you hear my voice over the music? Hi, appreciate all of you.
How are you even affected?
No, it's not just you. There are like other people here. Maybe they're bots, but who knows? But like on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 10. How good can you hear me over music? 8. All right, cool, good. All right, cool, awesome. All right, cool. So I'm gonna be drawing basically for the most part. Delaney, 1. Aaliyah, okay, if Delaney is saying 8 and you're saying 1, that's kind of fucking with things, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, okay, alright, hold up, maybe you are thinking on a different scale. 1 to 10, so 1 being you can't hear me basically at all, 10 being you can hear me crystal fucking clear and there's no music whatsoever. That is what I mean. Anyways, let me spark this fucking J up. So I'm gonna draw here. I'm gonna continue on my my other project here I had. Stop cussing, bro. Then get out. Then leave. I don't care, dude. I'll cuss if I fucking feel like it. Bye, eating. See you. I don't care. So I have this thing right here that I did on my last live. So I'm gonna continue doing that. So I'm gonna be smoking, I'm gonna be drawing, I'm gonna be talking, and I like talking to people. Most of you fucking people aren't from the fucking, the chat, the bus chat. Okay, anyone from the bus chat raise their fucking hand? The bus chat. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, the bus chat. I literally fucking promoted in here before. Like, you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about if you know. Whatever. Let me find a fucking pen. I need to find a pen first, actually. Shit. Yeah, I need to get a pen, so let me get a pen. Shit. Alright, you people are coming on me with a fucking journey to find a pen. You're coming on me with a journey, and you know what? You're gonna see my cats. Maybe they gotta increase your, well, Krea's asleep. You guys wanna see Krea asleep? She's right here.
I'm gonna go in this chat. Well, no. I can't like.
That's Krea. She's asleep. And that's a pile of vomit I have yet to clean up. But I will clean it. Let me clean up here in a little bit. Look, I don't understand what the fuck these cats want as far as food goes, okay? They vomit all the fucking time. I can't keep up with it all. But I don't know where Milk is. She's my Siamese cat. But I'm still looking for my goddamn fucking pen. Shit. I thought I had one, like, literally on this fucking table. Wait, yeah, okay, right there. Alright. Alright, found the Benjamin. Right here. Also, I don't want minors on here. I literally made the stream not for kids. So if you're like saying shit like "stop cussing," what are you talking about? Okay, AK Akaza. I kind of feel like I recognize you from the bus. So what's up, man? This is a cigarette. I mean, equivalently, it's a cigarette to YouTube because it's not even real weed. Technically, it's not even real weed. Weed. It's no. I'm not joking. Weed. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to autistic boys, man. They never go hard, bro. Alright, just put that J out right there. I'm gonna start there. Orientation locked, rotate device back. Alright, hold the fuck up. Let me change that right now. Alright, there we go. It should be good now. You'll probably be seeing this upside down right now, but like I'll show you like right to it upload later, but like you can at least like process and shit, so like I'm gonna keep like doing this and shit. But anyways, like I was doing. Cause I've been really like inspired by the recent Oblivion remaster. And I don't. Oblivion isn't like my favorite RPG. It's not even my favorite Elder Scrolls game. That probably goes to Morrowind. Because Oblivion is very. It's very janky. I would understand if you prefer even Skyrim over it, but the remaster, because there have been a lot of streamers that they just like streaming the remaster. And the Daedric armor has been something I've always loved throughout the entire series. It always just looked really fucking cool. If you've looked at the Morrowind, the Oblivion, and the Skyrim, all of their Daedric...
I turned it off. So, you know, if you're still in the chat, or you can double chat, a lot of this is like, what do you think about Mark Mays calling me this or that? And then he's like, that's not relevant to me because, you know, I want to talk about myself. And in a way to make you drift, and then like, you know, so that I may employ some sort of hypnotic rhythm that is beneficial. I have nothing but the best intent in all this. However, you know, like these ants. I just flicked an ant. They have the first ever super zoom of an ant's face. It looks absolutely horrific. Just like a maleficent god. And then there's like a trillion of them all over the planet. And they have the same face. Oh, you should have seen like all this stuff before he got deleted for nudity. He kept yelling at his mom. His mom is like long suffering, you know. But you know, you're not supposed to care. But I happen to. It's just like, you know, I came in there, the bus with Steven, and I didn't know anybody at all. And then, like, for some reason, he was less hostile. So I'm kind of obligated to explain how his dynamic is. If he's lashing out at you, you're a target big enough to hit, like Superman versus Darkseid or something. So in theory, all your shields should be up, you know. But if he got at you, that's good. Only the enemy will tell you where he's strong, and you are weak. Then, you know. But this is like, you know, Aesop's fables. My feelings are irrelevant. You've told me in the chat. So I'll just be like a clinical observer, like Meta AI. The energy signature of all of this points to Satan. Beep, boop, beep. Yelling at your mom in New York is like breathing in Australia. I know it's maybe odd, but you know, like, hey ma, where's all the cheesecake? And then shut your face. That's an interaction. The thing is, she's mad because she's not even yelling back. That's when you know a mother's like, you're just hopeless. You know, like the banter between mother and son, he's yelling, but she's not yelling back. She's clocked out. It hurts too much to see him like this. You don't know yet, man. Maybe you're young. You've never had a family member shut you out completely, where like you grow up and it's yelling equals love, and then the yelling stops. Doesn't mean the love stops. It's just that aspect of love. Same thing with like the bus, let's say, or the nouveau. Does Steven still exist out there? Sure, but circumstances forced him to shut it down. Maybe I had something to do with it. I say a lot of stuff. Are you really 15? I was teaching a 14-year-old, Sean. Now, if your friend got stabbed, I know, like, if I was 14 or 15, I'd be telling people I go on sex tours and I have a wife named Pukita and I was just in Thailand. Those are called stories, okay? I know that part. That's why we vibe. Or you could be like 93 with your second childhood. I was happiest when I'm 15. So, you're multi streaming, that's fine. It's Friday. Friday family, it's all the same. Six letter F word, it ends with a Y. A third one is felony. Yeah, it's true. Cats are not a pet. You are the pet. Cats are only friends with themselves. But you could say raped instead of adopted. You're not going to say that in my chat because I think YouTube has a bunch of words. If you do you hear somebody yelling, or like there's a dog barking. Yeah, look. Hi, this is a felony, and don't get excited. Okay, so your cat has decided to be your mother. This is odd, you know? Maybe, just maybe, Mark Mays is like, will you be my mom, Sean? And I'll yell at you because I'm not getting engagement locally. You know? When he was doing Mark Mays, Bam had an episode, I had an episode, and then I can never see it because I forgot to download it. Yes, all illusions can be made real. For example, Sean, like do all you can to block this. Got your nose. Mine now. That thing on your face, that's not your nose. I have your nose now. And we all know it. You know, what do you call it when a bunch of contractors who are organized fall sick? No, you don't believe that I can take your nose at all. You don't have the requisite deposit of faith. All right, so I asked you a question. It's a dad joke coming up in June 15th. What do you call a bunch of organized contract workers who do construction and all that and other decorative things, but they fall sick because of COVID? It's a hard one. That's what she said. It's like, oh no, Pope Leo, that's a hard one. That's what she said. And I've heard him talk earlier. Oh, you give up? Did you give up? The infamous Sean, creator of Cumchat Episode 1, the pilot, the target of the ire of Mark Mays, who attacks for no reason at all. Do you quit? Do you give up? If you are 15, I'm going to take it easy. What the answer to my retarded question is, it's an ill union. Let's all spell that out. You spell out all the letters, the sigils. ILLUNION. Okay? So, now, from here, what the fuck is a fusion? It's like fusion without the letter F. The F has become silent. Because you can have a fusion in a union. Because there's something called confusion. And then if you profuse, that's a profusion. Do you fucking understand this dad joke? Yes, I know your name is Nathaniel for some odd reason. You've chosen Sean for whatever reason. But do you know, like Star Trek, Trekkies at all? There's always Sulu. Okay? I look at your name, Sean, is Shau. Why isn't it Sulu? And then, you have your cat looking like Sulu. Yeah, it's a play on homophone on Jonathan. John, Sean, it's all the same. So I have no other choice but to believe you are 15-year-old Sean John Puffy Combs. Just like the Prince and the Pauper, the guy on trial is like a paid actor, a fall guy. He's black. Okay? There's also Sean Carter, being of hip hop. You know all this. Just like, Method Man showed up to all the concerts you went to. Am I right, Sean? Yes. But you look at that. Is it popular in spelling to spell it with an H? The H is silent. Most times, because of the word banjo, there's no H at the end of banjo. It's just banjo. Right. You can make all the gay jokes you want, and that's great. Are you making money off your gay jokes? Have you made enough money today? You know, I appreciate our time, but you're very slappy in your spellcasting. Now you just summoned Jehovah nearer to you. What a dumb mirror you are. Bon Jovi. The visibility of Bon Jovi, right? Now you're emphasizing all the silent words. That's him. You summoned Jehovah. He's a worker. He's very pissed that you put him in a Mexican. You're an idiot. Try to focus what you want Jehovah to look like before you say his name. If you want to be really like a dick, imagine a jar of mayonnaise and then say it. Okay? Put an emoji or something, a bowl of fruit. Otherwise, his manifestation or her just goes to the nearest person. It's like writing a blank check. You put there, it's signed already. Whatever. See, I read a lot of Gary Larson, The Far Side. He could take all of these Sean prompts and do a one-page panel. It's gonna have a cow talking to a dog. So I heard the human say, I want to lay me down on a bed of Moses. And then they're just pointing and looking at Moses on a bed or something. Okay? That's the reason I laugh. I laugh because I don't want to cry. You know? I don't want to like physically insult you because you have a friend who was stabbed in the face, and most likely you want to avoid getting stabbed in the face too. And I was told via like all these kung fu training things, this is bad. Leaning back, you're not on balance. Keep your head forward and then step back. You know? Now I'm in a cramped space, like there's a thing. I'm seated. So there's no real stepping back unless it's mentally. You see this big building behind me? Helen Keller did. She ran into it a couple of times. What's the point here? I'm going to scroll. Now, if you were assigned to distract me from the Rothschild government, New World Order, takeover, Mark of the Beast, blah, 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 you're doing a great job only because you made a Cum Chat episode 1. If you hadn't done that, I'd still be talking about Rothschild shit. But, I take an interest in your petty drama with Mark Mays. He attacked you for 2 hours. You're lucky. You deserve 93 hours of top to bottom reaming, and not the gay kind. I talked him down to 2 hours for you. Should be lucky. Where's the thank you? I never get a thank you. I've learned to say, okay, sorry is fine. But I've seen Homelander and the boys. It's like, oh yeah, you were that scientist who turned the oven all the way up. Let's see if we can make it hotter. And sure, it didn't destroy me. I was crying, but I felt all the pain. That's when I realized, sorry is treated like get out of jail free card. Sorry. That was then, this is now. Whatever. And I understand also a lot of mind control MK Ultra. Thank you means like Tom Hanks you. I know. I had to resist this one from the Rothschild Sean because there's another new all new Buster or an alt or persona in the chat, and he started on his own or she did, doing the three words that I normally do. So now I have to say, beat me to it. Would you like to hear these three words or four words or maybe five words that today in the chat somebody else really enjoyed saying it? You know, it's utterly harmless, and in the space where my eyes roll like this, I'm visibly restraining myself from saying it to you. That's the Hapstein Island. Very good. That's better than my thing. My thing was much like your mom. An all-purpose general response that fits everything. Much like your mom. Do you see? I could say cheesecake is great. Much like your mom. This fight between Trump and Elon is metaphorically preposterous. Much like your mom. I rarely do it, but I figure I want to see this all-new Buster expand on that. And so I'll take the lesser offering, which is what's the Hapstein Island, because I don't know what the fuck to do with that. It's so random and esoteric that maybe I can only use it like 3 times every trillion years. What's the Hapstein Island? I have to craft a joke. Just like Nick Mullen is like, we're still working on some other thing. Like Hurricane Candy or something. Or Nobody Died at Candy Hook. We have the punchline, but what's the setup in all that? There's gonna be like a fat guy eating like a candy cane hook from Christmas or something. Right. You were told in 2017. That's the popular calendar. Do you know the moron calendar at all? There's a concept called kick the can. The year is 2030. How do you feel? If you feel great, that's much like your mom. Unless your mom told you that in 2030, it's all going down, it's all bullshit. Those are all enemies of your mom. And so you're being stupid all day, much like your mom. In fact, I'm going to make an all-new calendar and an Aztec or Indian tribe called Much Like Your Mom, so the Mayans have some competition. The tribe known now as Much Like Your Mom is like the Chatapiqua. And just because, and ponytails are overpowered, North please. They just distract me all day. It's like a horse's tail. But yeah, I'm gonna try and say that in Bill Burr's statement. And you can also watch this. Do you have this in Australia? I know you have drop bears and killer spiders, but do you have guys like this? Yeah. It's powered by a winch. It's winchcraft. Get it? All right, so I'm going to try and attempt to do Bill Burr. Most likely, it's going to sound like John Lovitz, trying to talk like Bill Burr. Because, the Philadelphia rant is epic, and we all try to approximate it, but, it's not going to work. So anyway, Bill Burr. It's something to do with the neck. I have problems with my neck. Part of it is he can do this. And then look to the left, look to the right, and then back to you. So I have really bad neck problems, mostly due to live streaming and looking down my phone. So let me warm up a little bit, to have the proper thing, and left, right, 3 degrees of motion. You can't do Bill Burr without full degree. Mark Wahlberg. Okay, let me try that. Say hi to your motherfucker. Yeah, hey, how you doing? Yeah, you're Eminem. You're the all-new hip-hop star. That's nice. Wow. And then John Lovitz. Acting is all about listening to Sean describe the voice of Bill Burr. Ha. So I always get like some one-syllable thing. Ha, ha, ha. I'll practice that for a little bit, and I'll get the Bill Burr out of me. Ha. It's not like the Al Pacino. Ha. It's a ha. You know? Ha, ha. So anyway, what was that, Bill Burr? Ha. No, there's hoo-ah. So you see hoo-ah. But fast, hoo-ah. Ah. If I was half the man 5 years ago. And it's not even really good. Like Kevin Spacey does it better. So anyway. Oh, exasperate. My Uber driver. No, I can't do it. It sounds too Jewish right now. My Uber driver was a little bit late, and then I had to wait 90 years for my chicken wings. It's not even kosher. And I'm in Boston, and I'm like, what? The Jews in Boston? You never see Mark Wahlberg try to mock the Jews, which is very telling. You know? They bread and butter me. Oh, they. The semen that goes up my ass. Oh, why? So I'm going to try Bill Burr, because he's like, Dom Segura got like insulted by a thing. Jewish Bill Burr. Oh, you think it's funny that you make fun of my friend Dom Segura? You one bridge having fuck faces. Yeah, laugh it up. I have 15 minutes. I had to avoid a bar mitzvah just to yell at all of you. You know? Your city, Philadelphia, you call that a city? Even the terrorists laugh at you. You couldn't get a schnitzel even if I had a fitzel. 14 minutes. But it's hard to be the accurate one, you know? It's really hard to get it. Like, you have to be angry at anything. Why do ants look like that? When you zoom into their face, they look like an evil, horrific god. I can't do it. It's too Irish. See, like, my voice is low, you know? It's low. So I have to do Scottish. I can't do Irish. Irish is very hard. It's up here. My natural head voice is like chest voice. So I can do Scottish. You can watch the movie Luck with Simon Pegg. Hey, that's very good. Foreign man. There's a line. So to do a good Bill Burr, you have to put all your focus up here. Like a bowling ball is falling on your head. Hey, no. The leprechaun luck is not working. Like that shit. Yeah? So my mom, I'll try it. Unless I can do Ric Flair, woo, you can't do a good Bill Burr. Just give it up. But I'll try. Watch me try. My mom, okay. It's got to be loud and high. My mom, yeah. My mom bought me a home of pizza, and I yelled at her, and a fly flew into my mouth. I'm just like Bill Burr. Wow. So I'm gonna just get this energy and bring it down. I'm just like Bill Burr, right? It's a little bit of the rough, but you acknowledge your failure to hit the hoy notes, and you bring it down with your Scottish, and you have something like pissed off Boston Mark Wahlberg. It takes time. Like Nick Mullen practices his accents before a mirror, and then you get it. And it's like, I'm gay actor Michael Douglas. That's impossible. I can't do it. It's his bit. But you can approximate. So this is the zone of failure. This is where my voice cracks. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, and then angry. They have like Nick Millions. He has so many things. The first time I went to Cometown, Mark Mays called me out. I got Adam Friedland and Nick Mullen mixed up. I thought one of them, Adam Friedland, was Indian, Guyanese. And I was hitting Mark Mays with that. So when it comes time to yelling, he was like, oh, I remember showering with my dad. His penis was as big as my face. and now he's like, taking care of another family. So fuck him. So when his mom is not yelling back, it's like you have food, and she just comes into frame and leaves, or like whatever it is, and he takes it out on you. He knows that you'll react. His mom is so numb from all of this. So you're doing him a favor by reacting the way his mom used to do. And he's never gonna thank you, but I don't think he ever thanks his mom. His mom looks at him as like, oh, so you came out, and then your father left me, and it's like, well, they're gonna arrest me in prison if I kick you out, despite the fact that you're over and have 5, 10 failed careers. You're half me, and then this is the look. No, I'm a fucking leech. In America, if you're 18, your father and your mother should kick you out of the house. Like, if he doesn't work out, I'll make another baby. However, I was a stillborn child. I've been a stillborn child for 48 fucking years, Sean. So I got an element of luck with me. My case is not all the other kids' cases. If I ever had a kid, I'm kicking them all out at 18. Simply because that's the rule in America. Yeah, it's that easy. I'll tell you something about America. They inflate the. Holy cow! You just missed it. This contractor, he just pistol whipped like a rope, and he just showed me like casual. You heard stories about Leonardo da Vinci, and then he's just like, I'm not really talented, and he draws a perfect circle. I just saw in real life, like just a casual contractor. He flicked the rope, and I'm looking at all the other ones. That thing went all the way up like a high. You know, it went up like this. And I'm waiting for him to do it again. Is not gonna do it again. A lot of these are one time, big time. So the secret is basically they advertise we created all these jobs, but you ask them how many jobs have you filled. A lot of these job requirements are impossible. Ask Sky Guy. It's like his first hour they had four things doable, right? And then comes the surge. We have 24 orders, and they get 1 or 2 hours out of the intern because there's an infinite pool. At least we got 2 hours of work out of that guy before he quit. They do. They're riggers. You know what I mean? One letter away. Are you a rigger lover or a rigger hater? Yeah. Your mouth forms the same shape with a or nickel-plated aluminum. Okay? Mentally, like, the hip-hop artist is like the radio edit. ODB, Method Man. Yeah? And then that bloop, or like the Nick Mullen. So, like, what if you beeped out normal words, wholesome words? So I went to boop and ordered a boop, and then all the boop, and then boop. Your mind fills in the blanks, like what curse word or slur fits there? None, because I just said I went to Papa John's and ordered a pepperoni pizza, and he just booped it. So that induces hesitation. If you want to fight Mark Mays, he went to style, you did, but I'll make it fair. You've already overwhelmed his production value. This thing took like months, I can tell, because the proper image placement, and then like the song 86759, right? All day or all night? Yeah, that's called a choice. Does Lamont Hawkins try harder all day or all night? See, you gotta address that hesitation and make it your best friend. Otherwise, if you want to get back at Mark Mays, a lot of times in my high school, hesitation, a slow gangster is a dead gangster. And I don't know where you went to high school. I wish I did, but I don't want to know too much about you. No, I enjoyed it a lot. It set the scene. It's basically like in videography. You do the outside shot, inside shot, the people, the things. I'm doing this nice. I'm not doing it like propaganda. And Johnny's a like intensely violent person, much like you, except he's arranged. You know, he'll distract you with a picture of his puppy, and then your head explodes. Yeah. So at 15, how are you in a divorce? Like, do you know what diversity, equity, and inclusivity is? That's DEI. You know. And then the FedEx lady just got her nice hair all done nice. Usually she doesn't. Okay, you will remain I don't know, slight. Yeah. The thing is, when you say things like "I can't," "I mustn't," "I don't," it's a last priority to you. I am a last priority in my family. I told my people, my father especially, right before our Father's Day, don't take my chair or give it away because it gives away all my good luck. And then he kept doing it. It's like, sorry. Not really sorry. I always take a back seat because I'm the eldest. So when it comes to like priorities, if you really wanted to make a 20-minute episode much better than the first episode, the pilot, all you have to do is think about the finale. How do you want the finale to be? Usually the finale is like all the in jokes, maybe a montage, and a goodbye. You want to get that emotional, right? And that's what's slowing you down. It doesn't have to be award winning. It just has to move you. You could put all your angst about a divorce into the next episode. Mark Mays or whoever your topic is a stand-in for your unhappy wife. I'll tell you something. This usually applies to suicides. I'll tone it down to divorce. She's not tired of you. She's just tired of life with you. Okay? At least she didn't kill herself. That's the thing with all rapes. You grow up and then complain about it and you get a book deal. Like, look at Monica Lewinsky. And then you get your money when they're weak. You're a rapist. Yeah. Mentally, cancel it. It's like every day you cancel doing it. Formalize that. I don't have time because I'm in the middle of a divorce. But you want to get this divorce done properly, right? Get your divorced persona to help you. It's living rent free in your head. Charge you some fucking rent. Me, my main enemy is future Nathaniel. I end up trans, black, and sassy, and pissed all the time. Talk to me about all your problems. And then my future self had the temerity to come outside of Starbucks and ambush me and wave hi. Also, today's my uncle's birthday. So as a godson, I'm very like lax. So maybe you're helping me. Thanks for reminding me. In my culture, usually the godsons ambush the godfather. Hey, godfather, where are all my presents? I'm broke. I'm in the middle of a divorce. I have no money. Oh, okay, that's all right. Anyway, he's Fergus McTurgus. At this time, I'm so pathetically, pitifully underutilized that all I can do is like take Humtown bits or like steal from you, and I hope you don't mind. It's like I've earned the rank of Fergus McTurgus, and I'm gonna give it to my godfather. He'll know what to do with it. He's Irish. Any bits I can't do, like my uncle when I talk to him, and I don't call him Tito in the Filipino tradition. He's American, but he's also Irish. So I'll call him Uncle. Just like, you're Nathaniel and you're having a divorce. I made a point about DEI. Do you know that diverse and divorce sound alike if you're just a drunk? I got a divorce. The diverse thing that happened in all my life. I've got so diverse things, diversity. I went to university in a diverse way, and it's the worst beer I ever had. Er, okay? In fact, I'm going to petition the Rothschilds, all of them, to change beer into Nick. Because most people, after they drink beer, they say, you know? It's about time all alcoholic drinks of a yeasty nature should be named NIGG. Do you serve Nig here? Of course. In an alternate reality timeline, that beer that we all enjoy is named differently. Okay. So you're trying to convince me to suicide or murder your wife. Cash in hand. I don't see any big people dropping off conveniently bags of money, which would solve all my problems. I mean, it wouldn't be traceable to me or you. That's how well I work. However, this is going to go out the nice way. If she's sewer-sided, the sewers will overflow and, the cider things will run dry. The apples will raise a riot. This is like a Book of Revelations stuff. And this is just the teaser. You'd feel better. No, you'd feel a lot worse. Because once you see my bill, oh my goodness, you're going to feel a lot worse. Better to leave your wife happy and far away from you than gone. Sean, I've seen you begging for stuff. You don't have the funds. She plans to take it all, including maybe kids that you didn't know about, and their estates that you didn't know about, and offshore bank accounts that you didn't know about, etc., etc. You haven't even said the N word in my chat that often. And that's part of my thing. I deal with a very, very crazy Satanist guy. The only reason we're partners is because maybe I can slow him down. And he asked me to do a lot of these things for practice. And these days, I'm getting good at it. So I'm going to have to respectfully deny and decline all of your suggestions. In fact, to all the feds recording this, you're a moron, like me, and all of you can take a walk for all the quadriplegics who cannot. Okay? It's my godfather's birthday, and there shall be no murder here. I'd feel a lot worse if I did a good job. And if you're a lawyer, can't find an alternate, I know a few guys who really do it messy. Really messy. Like, I was consulted for a thing yesterday, and on X and like a lot of news outlets, there's a guy who had his 3 daughters killed or something. Just came short of eating them. Really messy fella. No, I'm perfecting it, actually. See, to me, satanic or spastic, it's all the same to me. A lot of Satanists or satanic people are spastic. They're holding the sacrificial knife and the blood chalice and then stab themselves. It's like, listen, pal, maybe Satanism isn't for you if you're that accident prone. Here's a stick and a foam thing. Practice that. And he injured himself. We have an all-new Catholic here. A lot of these things is there. I consult a lot with my partner, and he's saying, like, unless we get cash in hand, a lot of cash in hand, because he wants to get the escape part. Me, I usually quit. It's like, so it's done. Can't wait to see what happens next with Jesus. It's like, oh, we escaped. That's my partner's doing. Practicing is, all I do is practice, but at some point, I practice enough to survive for 48 fucking years as a stillborn baby. A claim that is unchallenged. Maybe. It's like, it's embarrassing. I got stabbed in the face because a home intruder or a jealous boyfriend when he did it himself, accidentally. A lot of those things, spastic behavior is like, so I'm preparing a pan full of oil to fry bacon and you don't want to do that. You got to check if your hands are steady before you do anything. That's why I make very tiny moves. I've seen a lot of accident-prone children. So that's one possibility. And your current divorce problems could stem from his botched attempt to to summon Satan, for example. You know, you got to come in there confident. You can't say practicing. You can't. It's occult stuff. Even Christopher Lee got out of it at a great expense. You know, some people are naturally born to it. That's fine. It's a spectrum. If I had to be forced to do it, that had better be perfect. You know? I have so many blades. You see this? I was spastic a couple of years ago. I don't know if you can see it, but I have a big reminder of the power of blades on flesh. It's not getting stabbed in the eye, but I have Matt Damon to do that. Every day, he asks me, like, light up. I smoke 2 packs, or this today, 3 packs, to show him I won't burn my eyes out. I'll do it the proper way. And even though it's expensive, I don't burn my eye out. Every day is like, you're not going to do it, Nate? Well, I'll phone it in. You know, Matthew Page Day. That's why I was very surprised when you mentioned that detail. The first thing I thought was spastic. This guy is practicing spastic rituals. Or not. See, I'll show you how to do that. Take a breath and take another breath and leave my chat for me. Okay? Because you're too busy to actually parse all of the things I said. It's not the words coming out of my mouth, it's the set of my shoulder, the angle of my thing, how I have a hat. All of this is like ritual is body language. The audio distracts from what I'm really doing. Even this. Point to the lips. Are you chewing gum in my class? Why are you looking at my lips, homo? You see? I could say, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper. Good. Leave. Be good. Go to sleep. Don't get divorced. You practice diversity. So anyway, back to the British Rothschild government takeover and New World Order Mark of the Beast shit. Now that Sean, who's a big tattletale, is like, I must warn all of the others. Okay? The original thing was to denounce it. But if you guys are having trouble, you know, if you guys are having trouble, I'm always hired. We're broke, mate. Yes, imagine the Rothschilds fucking broke. Like I said to Sean, cash in hand. Huge, copious amounts. And like Sean, I don't see any Rothschild money at all. So I know you're both, or all, scumbag weasels, just like with Deadshot. We don't have to pay the guy. Then you won't enjoy it. You just go broke infinitely. Make a benefit from that. This takeover is going to be the worst move of all time. It's like taking over the Philippines. Now you have it. You have all the problems. Enjoy perfect monsoons. Nobody told me that there was a thing. Yeah, well, that's part of real estate sales. There are some people who will benefit from the great earthquake and tribulation. You know? And Sean linked that thing where it's like, it's Tom Cruise in Vanilla Sky or whatever. It's like, I'll see you in another life when we're both cats. I'm thinking it's like a fan-made bad dubbing, but it came out much better. You know? Here I am waiting for big bags of money when it can be handled with a certificate of deposit, primarily known as the planet Earth. You know? If you can zoom into an ant like that many times, 30 trillion plus, you can zoom in on a check, and the words that you use are actually different. The letter A becomes an entire thing. The ink, the interactions, chemical bonding. You know, this is just for my notes, video proof that I'm not saying I called it, but I played billiards before. Once in a while, I get it all right. Everything lines up, and that satisfying thunk as the ball goes into the pocket. And I look at it and look at my hands, it's like, I did that. All hail me.